Welcome to my world where all is well. I'm the thinker who thinks the thoughts that create the things. I'm also the proud Queen Chief of Three Kings. Today is Friday, December the 1st, 2023, and it's currently 12:28 hours. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe. Thank you so much. Please subscribe. Please turn on that notification bell. Today I want to talk to you about God does not abandon people. God does not abandon people. A dear one of my spiritual mentors, Bishop Carlton D. Pearson, has made his transition, and I have been looking at the precious and wonderful memorial services. And due to my social anxiety, I would not be attending the memorial service that they are having in Atlanta publicly because I know it'll be crowded, but my brother got me a ticket to attend it online, so I'll be watching it online. But what gave me this thing of, and to Bishop Carlton Pearson's family, friends, and loved ones, I'm praying for you all's comfort and strength. As a member of Hillside, which is a wonderful ministry in Atlanta, Georgia, very inclusive and very affirming ministry. I've been there for years. There's another ministry in the Atlanta, Georgia area called REM, Restoration Inclusive Ministries, where the wonderful Bishop Sonia Williams is the pastor. Those are two are the best churches in the Atlanta, Georgia area, in my opinion. But as a member of both churches, because I remember he also preached at Bishop Sonia Williams Church as well, REM. But as a long-term member of Hillside, I've had the privilege and pleasure of being in this man's presence multiple times. And I've had the privilege and pleasure of holding conversations with Bishop Carlton Pearson multiple times. Now, I don't tell anyone that I have met someone if I don't engage in a conversation with them. Now, I have seen Oprah Winfrey. I have seen Usher. I have seen a lot of named people just by being a resident in the Atlanta, Georgia area, by Oprah coming to Hillside. I have seen them, but because I have not personally had the opportunity to go have a conversation with them, I don't feel comfortable telling people I have met these people. Yes, I have seen them. I've shared a public space with them, but I don't know them. I have not met them. I have met Dottie Peoples. I have met Jonathan Slocum. I have met Dorothy Norwood. I've met, I want to say Michael Douglas. I can't remember his name. He's a great author. I've met, what's that speaker name? Les Brown. I have met, wonderful Friend Black actress from different world. I've engaged in conversation with her. I met and all of these people at Hillside, the Brastons, when they came to Hillside, and this is a public video. Now I don't know if all of these people. Now I do know, or have no reason or no doubt in my mind to believe that Bishop Carlton Pearson would not know who I am upon sight. When I say upon sight, meaning if he was to come anywhere where I'm at, he would know me as Frida or Free. A lot of my close friends, none of my family call me Free, but for some reason my friends call me Free. And he'll say, "Hey, how you doing? How your children doing?" And he knew that my wife passed away from pancreatic cancer. We had this conversation, or she was having an experience with pancreatic cancer, or something like that, he said. And different issues of my spirituality and sexuality. I've had a wonderful time, not only engaging in conversation with him face to face, but through email. I was shocked. He said, give me, he gave me his email address. He said, just email. And we had conversations through email about some of the questions I've had. He explained his book for me more in clarity. He has several books, but the one that I found to be the most profound spiritually was his Gospel of Inclusion. That book changed my view of God for the rest of my entire life. And because of that book, I can no longer see God any other way than being an all good God. Uh, Read the book, you know what I'm talking about. But I don't want, my purpose was not to get on here to talk about or to bring up me knowing Bishop Carter. The only reason why I brought that up, because I have learned the hard way. And it's sad, but I thank God for therapy. It's certain people, even though you may love them and you value their opinion, and you just hoping that they, even though they may not agree with you on your point of view, anything, that you just like, hey, just hold space. Just, we need to do that for each other more often. But I have found out, you know what? Let's not talk at all. Let me just go for a walk. I have some miracle in the walk. And you know what I found out? It's hard to cry and walk uphill at the same time. Try that next time any of you walkers going to walk. You immediately start walking uphill, them tears drop quick. Because you need to save all that energy that you give into those tears just to breathe. Well, I guess if you're out of what people would call me out of shape, I don't consider myself to be out of shape. There's no such thing as being in shape or out of shape. This is just the shape I'm dealing with, I'm experiencing right now. I have a belly filled with prosperity. I'm going to do the certain things that I need to do to live a long, prosperous, healthy, wealthy life. I have 3 kings here, and I need my 3 kings, and their 3 kings need me as their queen. It's how I feel about it. So I'm going to do those things necessarily for my health reason. But God does not abandon people. Now, one thing that my mom, my precious, I have the most precious dearest mother in the world, I promise y'all. She's my pastor mom, Dorothy R. Smith, the Star Ministries here in Columbus, Georgia, 2216 Hamilton Road. By the way, if you're not doing anything, on January the 24th at 7 p.m., mom is bringing a professional credit consultator. I don't know what you would call, what would her name be? She's a professional credit consult. She has over 20 years of experience of fixing folks' credit. Okay, she will be there, free admission. Her name is Miss Jennifer Gordon. I call her Miss Jennifer. You call her Miss Gordon. But Mr. Gordon will be there Wednesday, January the 24th at 7 p.m. at Star Ministries, 2216 Hamilton Road, Columbus, Georgia, to do a free informational course on how you can transform your credit so you can transform your life. So this is my personal invitation. Would love to see you there. But you just learn that you can't totally be yourself around certain people, even though you love them. And I want to be celebrated and appreciated, not just tolerated, if that makes sense. But God does not abandon people. Some churches may abandon people, some people may abandon people, some families and friends may abandon people. God does not abandon people. And especially if just because you happen to be a member of the LGBTQIA plus community, or a minority, or any reason why anybody else would be discriminatory towards you. God does not abandon people. And I find comfort in knowing that. Guess what? God can't leave. How can a God who is everywhere, evenly present at all times, leave? God can't leave you. No matter what I do, God cannot leave. No matter what. God is in the hospital. God is in jail. God is in prison. God is in the courthouse. God is at home. God is outside. You don't have to worry about catching God outside. God is always there. You can't catch someone who's always there. God can't leave. So for those of you who are saying, I need to get closer to God, who left? It's impossible to get closer to something that is already where it's there. Okay, God can't leave. I believe what most people mean when they say I need to get closer to God is that they need to be more aware of where God is and who they are. That's what I believe they mean. That they mean. God does not abandon people. God does not abandon drug addicts. God does not abandon alcoholics. These are some of the precious people, precious souls that I met when I was in the mental institute. And I began to listen and hear their stories, how their whole entire family has abandoned them. They have nothing or no one. I met one precious person um, who literally came to the mental institute with what she had on her back and had absolutely nothing else. And as we was conversating, and this precious individual was telling me that when they left, when it would come time for them to leave, they had no idea where they was going or what they was going to do, anything. And I thought that was sad because she said that she felt like the entire world had abandoned her. And I was like, God doesn't abandon people. Anybody who has abandoned you for any reason is not of God. That is not who God is. Now, these people may have abandoned your experience with drugs based on the experience your drug addiction may have caused the people that love you. So in order for them to take care of their mental health and well-being, they may have to put some boundaries in place that might have made you felt like that they have abandoned you. I don't believe they abandoned you at all. I believe that you got clear and clean of any narcotics or any illegal activities that you was doing that will make this person find a cause to make you feel abandoned, then that would end and they will accept you back as you were before you got on the substance that caused you to be in this mental institution. God doesn't abandon unhoused people or marginalized people or homeless people, whatever you want to call them. The people who happen to find themselves living on the streets. We may look at them and feel like, okay, they abandoned, or they may feel like somebody has abandoned them. But no, God doesn't abandon people. We don't know. As a former officer, I've met plenty of unhoused individuals, and they all have different stories, their own stories. And we don't know why the reason they're being unhoused. But I think it's very important for them to know that God does not abandon people, no matter what your situation is. Mental patient, unhoused patient, addicts, criminals, God does not abandon people. And be careful who you judge. I feel that I am judged a lot by my appearance as being a homosexual and lesbian, which is something I'm proud of, being a lesbian. I'm a woman who loves women. I have no shame in that at all whatsoever. God just never abandoned me. God loves me. I love God. I'm wonderful with my relationship with God. And I will continue to be a lesbian and enjoy the privileges of being a lesbian. I happen to like the best thing that God has ever created, which is woman. And I happen to be the best thing that God has ever created, which is a woman. Even though my appearance in this society, my appearance may go against what you may call the societal norm, by you may see me not as a feminine being, but I'm enjoying my masculine femininity. Yes, I am. I'm enjoying it. I don't plan on changing for any reason. God doesn't abandon people. God hasn't abandoned me. I'm not going to abandon me. It took me 25 years for me to be me, and I'm going to continue to be me. And I don't mean any hurt, harm, danger, or death to anybody because of me being me. But after I have been through what I've been through, and now that I feel like I'm on my way to a more healthier mental state of mind through my therapy and all this medication stuff my psychiatrist got me on, I'm going to continue to be me. But be careful who you judge. I remember a long time ago, long time ago, when I was a former officer, I met this woman. Uh, she was a citizen in the city that I used to work in. And she wanted to introduce me to her niece. She said, I want to introduce you to my niece. Her mom kicked her out the house because she's gay, she's lesbian, so I'm raising her now. But she needs to meet a lesbian like you who's doing something productive, something good. I guess she saw me as someone productive, good, because I had on a law enforcement uniform. Uh, I appreciate every law enforcement officer for your service. I enjoyed what I did when I was a law enforcement officer. I have my former employer has taken away every single ounce of desire for me to ever do anything related remotely close to law enforcement. And it's so sad because I literally wanted to be a chief of police one day. But I see, because of what I have experienced, it has dramatically changed my life tremendously in a way that I just don't even see law enforcement the same. And it's unfortunate, but God is still good. So I never met Denise. Her name wasn't Denise. She was this citizen's niece, which means she was the auntie of a woman who was a lesbian that she wanted to introduce me to. She told me one day, I was actually, I think, at her neighbor's house doing a report on something, and she saw me. And she did ask me, hey, are you a lesbian? I'm sorry for asking. I don't know why people ask me questions and they say I'm sorry. I have no problem. I mean, look at me. I'm not saying everybody that look at me is a lesbian. I'm not saying that. Just for me, I am, and I'm comfortable in my appearance. There's a lot of feminine lesbians, which I like. So it's a lot of them you can't really tell. But with me, for the most part, you could tell. So I'm like, ma'am, you don't have to be sorry for asking me. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. Yes, I am a lesbian, and I walk in full authority of my lesbianism. I said something like that. Anyway, she found it funny. I didn't. It's something that I've always said. So, but I was just trying to figure out what she needed, because I want her to get this recording. So I want to introduce you to my niece that I'm raising. Her mom kicked out the house because she was gay or something like that. And I said, okay, well, if you ever see me around, I work here in the city. You see me around, get my attention. I gave her my police card, ID card they give you when you become a police officer to get the people, and told her she can call me. Anything like, I don't know what happened after that. I can't remember. I don't believe I ever met her niece though. But the reason I said don't be careful who you judge, because one day that person may be you tomorrow. Now, I never met this person's niece. She wanted to introduce her niece to me, but I did see this person again one day a few years later, and she came and she said, you know what, I can't remember what she called me. She didn't call me by my name, but that's why I remember this story. At that time, I think I was Officer Harris. I wasn't Sergeant Smith yet. But she called me, she said, you know what? Come on, you know how old folks do. They don't care what you're doing. When they command your attention is demanded of them. You have no choice but to come over there and figure out what it is that they're trying to find out that I know what about. She's like, you know what? Hold on. She said, now my sister abandoned her child, which was my niece, and I ended up raising her. You remember I was talking to you about I wanted to introduce my niece to you. Now my sister done turned around, fooled around, and now she got a whole woman over there that she's sleeping with. I was like, really? I was like, man, unfortunately, it's not the first time. I'm sure it won't be the last time I hear stories like this. And she said, I just can't get over it. She was telling me, how can you abandon your own child for being something that you now are? I was like, man, I don't know. I said, different people become different things for different reasons. I didn't wake up one day and say, hey, I want to be a lesbian today, and became a lesbian. That's not my story. I knew that I was sexually attracted to women since I was little, but because I grew up in a very strict Pentecostal household, I had to suppress that. One day I found myself attracted to a man. I literally was sexually attracted to him, got married to him. We had 2 kids. Um, Told him I like girls. We got divorced, and whoop-a-doo. Uh, I wish him the best. He's doing wonderful. He's married. My first king is living with him. He's a great man, a wonderful man. He was my very first supporter when I came out as being a lesbian. So I sincerely wish him all the best in the world. Literally do have nothing against him. Now, why did I forget? What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so she was telling me how she just could not get over the fact that her sister, which was the mother to the niece she was raising, because her sister kicked her own child out the house because she was a lesbian, was now a lesbian. I'm like, be careful of who you judge, because you never know what your tomorrow will be. So she judged her daughter when her daughter was a teenager for being a lesbian, kicked the daughter out the house, said, I can't have this foolishness or this demon in my house. So she moved in with her auntie who raised her. Then auntie comes to me a few years later and say, hey, my sister is a lesbian. And I don't know, I've heard different stories. In the Atlanta, Georgia area, which is known as the black gay mecca of the world, literally of the world, there is more black gay people in Atlanta than anywhere else in the entire world. So in the Atlanta, Georgia area, hearing stories like that is not what I'm trying to say, y'all. It's not something that's abnormal for me to hear. I don't know anybody else's experience, but for me, if y'all were in my DM, if I was to show in public, but when people send me stuff privately, I like to keep it private. But I know women who become lesbians simply because they're tired of men. It's like, I'm just sick of dealing with men. I want love. I want to be in love. And so they find a woman and they become sexually attracted to that woman and they become a lesbian. I guess I'm assuming that's how it works. That's what was told to me from these individuals. I actually know a couple. They are married. They actually have a YouTube page, a YouTube channel. I haven't gotten their permission because I didn't know I was going to bring them up, but I'm sure they won't mind me mentioning them. But they have been married for years, and the film, yes, there's terminology. I don't like to label myself, but most people label me as a soft stud in the LGBTQIA+ community. The film had never been with a woman before, and to this day has never been attracted to another woman before. But the first time she met the stud who is now her wife, the first time she laid eyes on her, she immediately, instantaneously became sexually attracted to her. Now, the way she said it was way more graphic than that, but I'm cleaning it up. But the moment she laid eyes, she didn't understand it. She didn't know what was going on. She just knew that she had to have this woman in her life because what she felt at the moment, she knew that was the one. And then who's this famous couple? I like that she used to be on Reno 911. Was she married to Jessica Betts? The Betts of both worlds are their social media channel. She's a black female actress. She's a lesbian now. The last time I remember her before her becoming a lesbian, she was married to a man. She has a book out about it, I believe. I've not read the book, but I've seen it. I can't think of their names right now, but that's not my story, and I don't judge anybody. Like I said, I know a woman who is married. She's married to a man, and her man is going through a particular illness or something like that where he's not able to perform sexually, and her husband gave her permission to sleep with women, but he don't want her to sleep with another man. Me, I don't sleep with married women. I don't sleep with any woman that sleep with any man because I don't eat what can you say? I don't eat eggplants. Okay? So if you're sleeping with a man, to me, when I'm looking at you, as you can be as beautiful, as cute, as whatever you are, but all I see is an eggplant. The fact that I know that you have a man in your life, we can be friends, or we can do whatever you would like to do, But no ma'am, no ham, no thank you. I'm good. I don't eat eggplants. Okay? Uh, I'm good. I only like women who sleep with women. Um, yes, I'm good with that. Okay? But then I know a friend. You would call her a stud. I never heard her call herself a stud, but I guess people that like to label people call her a stud. She only sleeps with married women. She says it's more beneficial to her. She says she get to go on vacations, on trips, and everything. The wife pays for it, just so the wife tell the husband she going out of town on a business trip or a trip with her girlfriends. The stud go along with her, and just she loves it. She says it's more beneficial. She gets more money. God bless her. Like, well, I wish you the best in that area. Like, I've been married twice. I don't see myself ever getting married again. Um, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't see myself ever going down. You have to be a spectacular human being. I'm sorry. It's just, I don't know why. I wish I wasn't this way, but I even had a couple. I've had same gender couples, two females. I thought they're both very beautiful. I still think they're both very beautiful. Wanted to experience me with them. I was not interested in a threesome at the time, so said no, thank you. I've actually, of course, been an officer. Of course, you around a whole lot of other male officers, so it's like, hey, so you ever thought about, I just want to watch you please my wife. I've had all this types of stuff like that, and I'm not the only lesbian who've had that. I don't want to join. I just want to watch. You won't even know I'm there. Like, good gracious. But no, for me, at this moment, right now, on Friday, December 1st, 2023 at 12:54 p.m. That's just it's a sick feeling to me right now at this moment. I'm not interested. No, thank you. I'm not judging anybody. You never know. One day I might wake up and say, you know what? My stud friend over here rolling around in a Lexus SUV, no job, and all she do is sleep with married women. That sounds very enticing. Maybe I should talk to her and see if I can get on her level. I would think something would have had to go tremendously wrong with me. I'm not saying anything wrong with her. For me, it's for me to ever. I just cannot deal with the fact that you eating eggplant. I'm sorry. That's YouTube. I'm sorry if this video is too graphic, but I'm still gonna upload it because I need to upload 3 videos a day in order for my monetization to kick in. I did not mean to go there, but just be careful who you judge, because you never know what that same judgment bring to you tomorrow. I don't know if this auntie is still in the city where I used to work at, but if you see this, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. But I just want to say I wish you the best. I hope everything's going well with you and your niece that you raised. I hope you was able to make amends with your sister who's now a lesbian. I don't know, maybe she went back to me, maybe she bisexual, maybe she was just experiencing, maybe she just wanted to know what her daughter was really attracted to. I don't know. I had never met the niece of the auntie, and I never met the sister. I've only met the auntie, so I've only gotten her part of the story. And one thing that I do know about every story is that, number one, everybody has a story, and number two, there's 3 sides to every story. It's my side, your side, and then there's the truth. Okay, that's what I know for sure. But I don't know why I just did a whole 30-minute video about being a lesbian, when the whole purpose of me doing this video is about God does not abandon people due to something that I've seen and heard about Bishop Carlton D. Pearson. But everything happens for a reason. So I'm still going to title this video, God does not abandon people, and we'll just see what happens, okay? Thank you so much for liking. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for turning on that notification bell. I love you. I appreciate you. I thank God for you. All is well. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And may my whole life prove that God is good.